The next item to get done is brake line routing. So I got to spool quite a bit of brake line. So before I even start messing with that, I've got to figure out how I'm going to run this. And where I'm going to be putting all these clamps. So I can get all that figured out. I got plenty of these clamps, but like I said, with the fuel line, I'm probably going to order some more because I'd rather have spares than to be short one. So I know I'm going to need a couple more on the front, but so I've started laying them out. I got one here, one here, one here. Probably have one here because there's going to be a bend. One here. One there. Probably one there. Yeah. Guess I could put one right there and then have one right there, and then one right there, one right there. These ones are going to have to kind of feed down along the bottom, and then that's probably where I'm going to end it, because I'm not 100% sure, but looking at the cab mounts, grab my tape measure. I know that the cab mount centers up right here, so if I figure that out, that means that the firewall sits roughly right here, somewhere in this area. So if I come to right there, that should be sufficient, and then I can make a bracket to bolt on where the lines will come up, so I can make this brake line and get it all the way up to here, and then have it come up a little bit longer, and should still have enough room to play with it. So next thing is to figure out the routing of the brake lines. So based on where this fitting is, because this is the boxing plate that goes back here, so what I did on the front cross member is I went ahead and got all my clamps, figured out where all my clamps were going to go. And once I did that, and I got the holes drilled and tapped, and this is the same size as the Allen wrench and everything, same size screws as the ones for the fuel line. But after I did that, I took the bottoms and I set them in and used the screw to anchor them down, and then that gave me a guide to lay the brake line in. So I think I'm going to do the same thing here. So I need to figure out how high up these need to go. Might be able to go with that same 3-inch. I think I'm going to go a little bit No, can't go much lower than that. I think I'm going to go just a hair lower. Because with the 3-inch, it's going to have this brake line is going to be kind of exposed in that hole. And it will definitely be exposed in that hole. And I don't want that. And I just want to see. Yeah, that's going to be kind of exposed. So if I take that down 1/2 inch, I think I'm going to be good there. So all I'm going to try to do is take this and I'm going to try to go right here along this, all the way down, just like this, to the end. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in here. Yep, looks like that's going to work all the way up. Perfect. And I should be able to use it pretty much over here as well. Maybe not. To a point. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to figure out my locations of these clamps. So that's, we're going to put one right here, one right there, put one right there, put one right there, put one right there. Actually, I'm going to put this one right here. And this one we're going to put right here to the edge. And we're going to put one right here. We're going to put one right here. And we're going to drill, but not through, right there. So now I can go ahead and center mark all, or center punch all of these. Working on my brake lines for the back. I have a helper, Mason, here helping out. I straightened the line out, didn't video that, and I've got it in. I've got the first 2 bends in it, and it's sitting pretty much the way I want it. So we're going to continue on from here and get it routed, and I've got a lot of extra length up here because I don't know where it's going to end. I'll probably end up crimping it off up here once I get all this set, because again, as I said before, I don't know where I'm going to terminate these to go up to the master cylinder. So that's where we're at right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm marking 0. See that black line? That marks 0, and then I have a different angle on that, and that way I know where to line up 0 on my bender, and then we want it to bend directly down. Oh, we want it to bend up this way, so we want to be able to see this side of it. So we are going to draw a line right there. Not very straight, but it gets me the gist of it. Okay. So this tubing bender, look. See how it's got the 0 right there? We bring those around, we get the 2 zeros together. And that's the line going straight through. And then this one's set for 22.5, which is half of 45. So we will bring, when we go do it, we will bring this all the way around until the 0 hits that line. And that will be that angle. And that's the angle we need. Come on in. This is the other person who's supposed to be helping with this project, who bailed on me. This is Vinny.
I didn't bail.
You ain't been helping. All right, so starting in the back, here's where the flex line going from the frame down to the rear end will connect in. So I got that line run. I made sure I had plenty of clearance for bolts. And it comes in on this side as their standoff, and then I've got it clamped in and running down the frame all the way up to here. I'm thinking that the brake lines are going to be coming out, protruding somewhere in here. So when I did this, I went ahead and started to drill a hole to be able to put another clamp right there, so it won't be anything to finish that off. For now, I'm probably just going to leave this brake line as is, because I can use a zip tie or something to hold this down once I get everything done, because there's a boxing plate that goes here, and then these 3 holes are where the front cross member mount, and then these holes are where the front upper control arm and coilover mount go. So for now, I think we're going to be good here. Like I said, I'm figuring I'm probably going to be bringing this up and doing a 90 into this, or have a plate out here mounted that those brake lines will connect up to. But that's down the road. I have to get the cab on the frame. So for now, that's where we're at, and it looks pretty dang straight to me. Very happy with the way that one came out. It went a lot quicker than I expected. So now time to take it back out and get these things blasted so I can get them cleaned up and ready for primer. The only issue that I have with this, and I have not completely decided yet, is the screws. As you can see, they hang out quite a bit. So I'll probably trim those down so that they're not protruding as much. I have to do them on the other side, but once I get one marked and cut, I should be good. So I think just going through the thickness of the frame, I think with Loctite tightening them down, I think it'll be fine. So that's where we're at for now.